Hi everyone, and welcome to the Chrissy B Show. We are the UK's only programme that's dedicated to your mental health and well-being. So as you can see, I've taken a break from the studio today and I'm here in a beautiful location to record today's programme. So today's show is all about how our differences and what we've been through in the past can actually be turned around and used in a positive way if they have caused anything negative in our lives. So let me tell you about my guests for today. First up, we have 15-year-old Ella, who was actually adopted when she was just 9 months old as part of the one-child policy in China. Now, she's going to be telling us her struggles growing up and what she went through as a result of some insecurities that she went through because of being adopted, but also how she's turned it around to use it in a positive way. And she's going to be joined by our family coach, Sharon Lawton, who's actually been coaching her. Also on today's programme, we have our resident psychologist, Dr Audrey Tang, in this week's Psychology Matters segment. And she's going to be talking about how to use things that we've been through in our past that maybe were negative and how to use those in a positive way. And we also have on our beauty expert, Sani Souma, who's going to be giving some tips on what to do if you want to make that extra special effort. And there's more. Also on the programme today, we have Sally Walford, our declutter expert, and she's going to be showing us some creative rearranging when you want to put your own stamp on things. And we also have our fitness expert, Faye Jede, with a workout that you can do anywhere. And we also have nutritionist Danielle Shine showing us some healthy alternatives to the usual pancakes that we might have, which can be a bit unhealthy. But let's start the show today with Ella and Sharon.
Thank you, Chrissy. I'm Sharon, the family coach on the Chrissy B Show, and today I'm going to be interviewing Ella. Welcome to the show, Ella.
Hi.
So tell me a little bit about your story and when you started to notice the issues around mental health.
So I was adopted from China when I was 9 months old, because at that time there was the one-child policy. So obviously you could only have one child. I've always suffered from anxiety, so when I was a young child I didn't like being separated from my mum because I was always scared that she would forget about me or she would leave me. So I always had that anxiety with me, but I started noticing differences in my body language when I was about 13, and that would be I was not eating properly and my mood started changing a lot and I was just a lot more sad.
Okay, so what did you start to notice? What was different, Ella?
It wasn't as noticeable for other people, I don't think, but for me I felt a lot lonelier than I had before. I found it difficult to talk to people and I just felt like I didn't have anyone around me or no friends, and I couldn't just be happy, and yeah.
So how do you think that being adopted has impacted on your mental health?
Well, obviously from a very young age, being with your mother is very important because you make such a strong connection with her, because obviously you're with her a lot of the time and I didn't have that. So that's affected me, as I didn't get the love and care that I needed when I was young. So growing up, I found it harder to trust people because I didn't have that affection for me. I didn't have relationships I could trust, because every time I made a relationship, I knew I would get torn apart from them.
And you were adopted by a British family?
Yeah.
And how old were you then?
9 months.
Okay. And so tell me how they have supported you through your struggles with mental health.
Well, when I was younger, as I mentioned before, I had very bad anxiety. So they went to courses to listen to people talking about adoption and separation anxiety. And then they helped me in school. They got me speaking to a teacher who would take me out of lessons for 5 minutes, and we'd talk about the day and the structure and what was going to happen, so I knew what I could expect. And then more recently, they've got me a coach, which is you, and I've been starting adoption therapy. They took me to the doctors when I told my mum about everything, and when she knows I need help, she's always there to support me.
Okay, so it sounds like you've got a really good relationship with your mum. So tell me what you do now to look after your mental health. How do you sort of keep yourself well? How do you notice perhaps when things are going off track a little bit? What do you do to look after yourself?
Well, every morning I do a meditation. It could be just 3 minutes, 1 minute or 5 minutes. And that always helps me, puts me in a positive mood for the day. I go to you for like monthly sessions just to catch up and help me get into routines if I've lost them, like doing my meditation. Every week I go to my adoption therapy and I just talk to her about everything that's gone on in my week and how I feel about it, and we do some activities to help me process my adoption. So right now we're doing like a timeline, so obviously major things that have happened in my life, and then at the end, I guess, I'm going to look at that and hopefully be able to process it more.
So tell me, Ella, we have, during our sessions, we've spoken about how different you felt sometimes. So tell me a little bit about how being different has been a positive. How have you reframed that for it to be a positive?
I guess it makes me more unique than other people. And it's given me something special that I can cherish forever, and obviously because it's affected my mental health, it's made me a stronger person, and I think it's made me more aware of everything that goes on, because I've suffered the trauma from a young age, so that's given me an awareness of everyone else, and I think that's one thing I'm really happy that I have.
And tell me how coaching has helped. We've worked together, but what would you sort of say to somebody out there your age that is sort of maybe struggling to ask for help? You know, what would you say to them? What's been helpful?
It's definitely changed my mindset. I'm a lot more positive, and I've realised that, and working with you's made me not care about other people, about other opinions that people have of me, because, you know, it's like they can say whatever they want, but in the end I know the truth. And I think you've taught me, instead of saying like I can't do this, I can do this, or I can try and do this, and then if I work my way up, I'll finally get there.
So tell me what your plans are to continue to look after your mental health, and how you're going to use your story to sort of, you know, to carry on with your journey into having good, healthy mental health.
Well, I want to, you know, share my story more, so people in my situation can see that there's other people who might feel like them or who are like them and have been in similar positions, because I feel like adoption isn't a thing people really talk about, because obviously a lot of people have been adopted, but I've never heard of someone who's spoken out about mental health who has been through that, because it is a big traumatic thing that can happen to a baby. So I think it's very important that people do have someone they can listen to, and I hope that that can be me. I hope that I'm able to I hope they're able to relate to me when they do hear my story, so that they don't feel as alone, and I hope people think they can talk to me about it.
And what would you say the first symptoms were that you noticed?
I would probably say it was my eating. My eating went downhill quite a bit, and I think I didn't know what was going on at that time, so I just knew I wasn't like okay, I wasn't feeling happy, and I needed a way of controlling that. And I found that if I stopped eating, I felt like I had the power and I was in control of everything, but I wasn't really.
So you felt that the eating thing gained you control, even though now you can reflect back and say that wasn't the case. Thanks very much, Ella. So it's been wonderful interviewing Ella, and back to you, Chrissy.
So thank you very much to Sharon and Ella there. So do join us for more after this break, because we're going to have on our resident psychologist, Dr Audrey Tang, discussing how we can use things from our past in a positive way today. And we also have on Sani Soma with some makeup tips when you want to make that extra special effort. Welcome back to today's Chrissy B Show, everyone, where we are discussing how our differences and things that happened to us in the past, how they can actually be used in a positive way. So let's now go to our resident psychologist, Dr Audrey Tang.
Most people who know me from the show will know me dressed exactly as I am. I've got my high heels on, I've got a smart outfit on. Most people who know me at home know me wearing a pair of fluffy boots. Partly because in my profession, there are certain things that are expected of me. I'm expected to dress a certain way. And I like doing that because it makes clients more comfortable. Whether I wear fluffy boots or whether I wear high heels makes no difference to my ability. It doesn't take away from my qualifications. However, if this makes the client more comfortable in your setting, in your surrounding, and makes you more professional, that can help build that rapport. And that's why I choose to follow that expectation. I take my profession very seriously. I take myself less seriously. Ella's story struck a real chord with me. I have a background of being born in the UK, but my parents are from Malaysia. And Ella's story reminded me of a lot of the struggles that people have when they are crossing cultures. It's almost like a rejection of one culture, but they're not quite being accepted by another. There is a beautiful story about an actress called Anna May Wong, who was seen as too American to make it in the Chinese industry and too Chinese to make it in the American industry. And that's a real shame, and that can be the struggle a lot of people who've grown up in one culture whilst they've got roots in another might face. Research has also shown that if you have children of migrant families, whilst the family that's come over, so the family themselves, the first generation, don't tend to show many physical problems or mental health problems, the offspring can sometimes show the same mental health issues and the same physical problems as the host country. And that may well be because they've taken on a lot more of the behaviors, a lot more of the ways of living and ways of eating. But it also might be because perhaps first generation, they don't want to seek help for these things. Or they feel very positive that they'd actually made the choice to come over to a different country, whereas being born here doesn't necessarily mean you had that choice. So there is a real struggle. And it is an area which is heavily under-researched at the moment, but it's certainly very interesting, and it really did strike that personal chord with me. One of the biggest things that I used to face was I never used to tell people my middle name. My middle name is Chinese, it's Pauline, and no one could pronounce it because they'd not really heard of that name before. And so in the end, I started calling myself Pauline. I started changing what I would say to people just because it was easier than explaining it. Another issue that I've had as well, and I'm wearing something today, this is a necklace from the Peranakan culture. Whilst my parents are Malay, they were originally their parents were from China, and they came over and settled in the Straits, and they were known as the Peranakan or the Babanonia Malays or Babanonia Chinese. But this means they are effectively Chinese Malay, but not necessarily the second generation from Malaysia. And so that's so confusing. You're probably confused right now, which is why it's a lot easier for me to just tell people, oh, I'm Chinese, and not look at that heritage and not look at that culture. Also, you can be judged because there's things that you can't do about your appearance, and people may worry, am I going to understand this person? Or you can also be judged, I certainly am when I order food in a restaurant, in broken Chinese, although I'm trying really hard. So some of those issues you can face when you're trying to balance the needs and the desires of your parental expectations with the ones that you have growing up in this particular culture, and it is quite a fine line to walk. The main way we can learn to accept ourselves is to see all of the things that we've done in the past as a strength, whether it is fighting a mental health disorder, whether it is culture or something that makes us different. Some clients that I work with worry about having things like medical bracelets or having a diagnosis, and yet if you can reframe it, so every time you look at that medical bracelet or you think about that diagnosis, you begin to realize, actually, I've been through that. I've been able to fight that. It's made me stronger. That is a huge thing that makes you feel very much more empowered. So if you can reframe what you may have seen as a weakness or a barrier into something positive, that's really important. Another thing to accept is the very thing that makes you different may be the very thing that allows you to connect with other people. We live in such a cosmopolitan world now with so many people with such individual differences, individual needs. And it's almost impossible to absolutely connect in the way that perhaps we want to. And yet, if you can talk about difference, and yet if you can be positive about that, that might be the one thing that allows somebody else to go, wow, I understand that, and really connect. And that feeling of connection is one of the most important things. So I always think, embrace your differences, because that is what makes you so special, and that's what helps you touch the hearts of others.
Thank you very much to Audrey there. So now it's time to head over to Sunny with some makeup tips if you want to make that extra effort.
Hi, my name is Sunny and I am one of the resident makeup artists here at the Chrissy B Show. And since we're coming up to party season now, I wanted to talk to you about quick and easy beauty tips and tricks that you can do to change your look from a day look to an evening look, even if you have to do it in the work bathroom, which is not always like the best lit space, and it might actually be busy if everybody else is going to the same party. So my first one is, and this sounds a little bit crazy, is magnetic eyelashes. Now these are new this year, and to be honest, I was scared of them to begin with as well. But with a little bit of practice, they're actually a lot easier. So even though there's 4 eyelashes in the container, this is actually one eye and this is the other eye. And they have teeny tiny little magnets on them, and essentially you put one of them over your lashes and the other one under your lashes, and then they just magnetically kind of pop together. And there's no need for messy glues, there's no need for any of that. I know that a lot of people are afraid of doing fake lashes, and actually once you try it a few times at home, don't start practicing like on the night that you have to do it for the first time. It's pretty easy. And my pro tip to do it with was, I was initially trying to do it with just my fingers, is actually use 2 tweezers. So hold on to the lashes with 1 tweezer below and 1 under, and then they kind of click together perfectly. But yeah, do practice ahead of time. Now, the next one is about glitter. Now, glitter is kind of messy, and most glitter comes in little pots, and if you start patting it on your eyelids, which is the normal place to put it, it can all of a sudden like end up all over your clothes, all over your face. A great update for this season is these glitter kind of, this looks like a lipstick and you can use it on your lips, but also it's in like a balm format. So you can just swipe it on the tops of your cheekbones, you can put it on top of your eyeshadow, you can put it on your like inner corner of your eyes. But I basically kind of, not gonna do it here without a mirror, but I just really like doing the top of my cheekbones because it kind of catches the light after dark, and it's a quick and easy update to any makeup look. Now, red lipstick. Red lipstick is always in, and you just have to find your own shade. I've talked about this in the show before, and one of the great things that have moved miles ahead in the last year is actual matte lipsticks. Matte lipsticks are amazing, and there's so many formulas out there, but the best ones actually tend to be ones that are a liquid, so that they look like a lip gloss. You put it on and it goes on glossy, but once it dries like a completely, basically opaque stain. You can drink, you can eat, you can do anything, you can kiss, so, and it won't come off. But look for, most brands have them, so look for essentially what looks like a lip gloss wand, and then what I do when I am shopping for new lip products is I swatch a few of them on my hand. I go outside, I look at them in the sunlight, but then I also get a wet wipe. Most chemists have like little wet wipes or kind of hand disinfectants, and I try and wipe it off, and the one that stays on afterwards, that's the one I end up buying because I know it'll stay on forever. You can kind of see this drying on my hand slowly, so it becomes matter as it dries. Now my last one is, don't forget about, like, we're all kind of pasty right now, so don't forget about your limbs. So if you're wearing a short skirt or if you've got your arms out, the quickest and easiest thing is not to go for a spray tan. They're all fully booked this season anyways. So what you do is actually just get like a little bit of a lot of brands do this as well, kind of like a shimmer cream. This gives a tiniest amount of color, so you won't feel quite as pasty, and then the light catches it. So do your arms, do your legs, do your collarbones, and you're gonna be ready to party. So I hope you enjoyed these quick little tips on how to get party ready, and I will see you again next time, and hope you enjoy your parties.
Thank you very much to Sani as well. So now it's time for a break, but do join us for more after this. Hi, I'm Chrissy B, host of the UK's only TV programme dedicated to mental health and well-being, The Chrissy B Show, which airs on MyTV Sky 191 every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Follow our social media on YouTube, Instagram and Twitter at Chrissy B Show, and our Facebook page, The Chrissy B Show. For more information, visit chrissybshow.tv. Welcome back to the Chrissy B Show, everybody. So we do love to cover fitness on the program because we do recognize that it's something that's very beneficial to not just your physical health, but also your mental health. So here is Faye Jejede with a workout that you can do anywhere.
Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me on today's fitness segment here on the Chrissy B Show. My name is Faye Jegede. Today I'm going to be taking you through an exercise for your legs, and that exercise is to do with lunges. One exercise, I'm just going to show you a variation of the exercise and what you can do to make it interesting in your workouts. So, first things first, lunges. Have your legs together, okay? And we're going to take a big step forward. So with your right foot, take your leg forward, okay? And then as you do so, bend down. And what you're doing is the aim is to have your legs, so here, 90-degree angle, L shape, the back, 90-degree angle, L shape, like so. And then you come back, and then you do the same with the other leg, and you come down, 90-degree, knee in line with your ankles, and then you come back. So these are forward lunges that I'm showing you, okay? So they're very, very good and effective for those legs and those thighs. Now, what we're also gonna do is show you a directional change. So 2 more and 1 more. Excellent. So now what we're gonna do is take the lunges to the side, okay? So we're gonna lunge to the side, and the aim here is to work your inner thighs, okay? So we're doing side lunges. Make sure that your leg here is extended, your knee is in line with your ankle, so knee in line with the ankle, and make sure your toe is not facing forward, but it's slightly out like this, and that's the aim. And then you just drive back to your starting position, and then you step like so. Inner thigh lunges. Now make sure with your arms, you can do what you want. You can keep them on your waist, you can keep them on your thighs, or you can just use it like this, like you're driving through. So you choose. But the main thing is that it's good for the legs, inner thighs, and the heart rate starts to go up. I love working my legs. Excellent. Now we're going to go to the other side. Good. Feet together, big step out. Position yourself, make sure the knee is in line with the ankle. The toes are out, lengthen those thighs, and then you drive back. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, very good guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, and there you have it. Nice group of exercises for your legs, lunges forward, to the side, and if you want to mix it up even more, you can take your lunges backwards as well. So thank you guys for joining me on today's fitness segment here on the Chrissy B Show with me, Faye Jegede.
Thank you very much to Faye there. So now it's time to head over to Sally Walford, our declutter expert, and she's going to be showing us some creative rearranging when you want to put your own stamp on things.
Hello, I'm Sally Walford and I'm the resident declutterer on the Chrissy B Show, and today I'm going to be talking about creative rearranging. How can you put your stamp on a room? So let's have a look at some creative ideas. I'm going to show you some photos. Let's have a look at the first one. Here we go. So this was a great idea, a use of an outdoor space. And also, if you can see very carefully at the bottom, also upcycling of a trunk. This has been utilised for storage, and as you can see, this person is obviously quite a creative person. They've introduced coloured bottles and also some hanging space for lanterns. Again, creating lots of colour and energy in usually quite a damp, dark outdoor space. Let's have a look at another photo. So, this is a great idea. I'm talking about as well utilising different units, thinking outside the box when you actually are looking at how you can creatively change your space. For example, in this particular kitchen, we used bookshelves, and we were actually going to get rid of the bookshelves, but instead we utilised them in the kitchen so that actually it gives you a very clear space so that you're able to see all of your things. Let's have a look at photo number 3. So here we have it. I wanted to show you a couple of ideas for small bedrooms, and these kind of bits of furniture actually work really well. They create space, but also giving you some storage solutions. And again, utilising some colour. Don't be scared of using colour. And also, as you can see here, the grey and the white and the pink all work together. So don't be afraid to try different colours together, because that's going to create great energy and it's going to put your own stamp on that small spare room. Okay, photo number 4. So this was a fantastic idea that the person that I was working with had a very, very deep cupboard. And also they wanted to create a bedroom which also had a bit of a kitchen area. Now this is, again, obviously is going on a bigger project kind of thing, but it worked so well. Inside the deep cupboard, there is a kitchen sink, and also that we added sockets, electrical sockets, etc. And the storage was on the inside of the doors. So you could actually close the cupboard and you wouldn't even know it was there. It reminded me of when you can get beds that you can pull down, or ironing boards you can pull down out of walls. Again, thinking outside the box. Okay, let's have a look at photo number 5. So this is also another way that you can stack your books. So this particular client actually utilised some old bits of scaffolding, and believe it or not, you can use that for anything. There could be coffee tables, you can even make chairs out of it. And again, this was all going scrap, and funnily enough, had been given to him by his neighbour. So again, we're upcycling and we're utilising things that we've got around our home. Right, this I tend to find quite a lot of projectors in my job, either in attics or sometimes under beds, and also people have slides dating back, you know, from when they were kids, or also maybe have inherited from family members. So here's a good idea. If you don't like pictures, or picture frames, or you're finding it very difficult, why not get that old projector out, and instead of having a physical photo, you can have your projector showing slides all the time. I thought it was just a great creative way. It's even what a great idea for a night in. So you can be upcycling your photos, getting joy out of the photos that or the slides that you haven't seen for a long time, and also you can actually have friends round. It can be a night in. So there you go, lots of reasons to get that old projector out and start using it again. Okay, let's have a look at photo number 8. So here, I wanted to show you how you can utilise space and shape as well. As you can see, this was there was a chimney here, and these shelving units were literally made with some wood that we found in my client's cellar. So we did a sort of higgledy-piggledy bookshelf, and really, really easy to do. And again, upcycling. Think creatively, think outside the box. If you've got a shape in your room that you think, oh, I don't know what can fit in there, think about some shelving maybe, that might work. Even mirrors, or even utilising some blackboard paint or something. You can always utilise space in a different way. Let's have a look at the next photo. So here you go. This is This was really lovely to do, actually, because my client obviously really loved hearts, and a lot of these she had collected from travelling all over the world, so they all meant something really important to her. However, they were spending the majority of the time underneath her bed, or I think they'd ended up in the loft at one point. So I said to her, come on, let's get them out. And she said, but I'm not very creative, which I think a lot of people feel, or they're fearful of creativity. But she absolutely loved doing this. And I want to say that anybody is able to be creative, because you've just got to give it a go. So, and now this lovely client did this beautiful mural of all the things that she loves, and she gets to see it every day in her bedroom. Okay, let's have a look at the next photo. So again, this is actually a splash of colour. Creativity can mean anything. So that doesn't mean you have to be doing bookshelves or building scaffolding. This very simple photo is just to show you that actually, if you like orange, why don't you just throw it in there? Or just a splash of colour can transform a space and bring it energy. Great, and that's it for all my creative rearranging top tips. And now back to you, Chrissy.
Thank you very much to Sally. So do join us for more after the break, where we have on Danielle Shine showing us a healthy alternative to our usual pancakes.
It's so important to me and to others, because it's just like you're able to help those who have it, and usually people with mental health don't like to talk about it.
Big push at the moment is to get boys talking as well as girls talking. So I think setting that kind of role model is just brilliant. And it really inspires some of our guys to get dancing.
Welcome back to today's Chrissy B Show, everybody. So some of you already know about the MHD Challenge, but for those of you who don't, the MHD Challenge is the mental health dance challenge that I put together last year, because I wanted to use something different, something exciting to actually raise awareness about the importance of our mental health and also fighting back if we are going through something. So let's take a look at this highlights video. I decided on a dance because dance, crosses all barriers.
It's very inspirational, and it sort of let out the feelings of mental health.
The dance helps you express yourself and your feelings, and that you can tell someone about how you feel, except from being scared.
It actually aims to encourage people to open up and get the help that they need without the fear of being stigmatized.
You can express emotions through the dance.
Everyone should have the right to feel happy.
Good morning, are you excited about today? Today we are at Brookman's Primary School.
I'm here today with years 5 and 6 at St Michael's Church of England School in Bishop Stortford.
Hi everyone, today we're here at Hillingdon Manor School.
MHD Challenge, Mental Health Dance in Studio 68.
This has been Hendon School for the MHD Challenge.
Today we're at Oxywood Primary School to do the MHD Challenge.
Because I know what it feels like to be depressed and feel heavy all the time, but I also know what it feels like to be on the other side and completely recovered. I don't want anyone to have to learn to live with depression and other mental health issues when they don't have to. It doesn't matter where you're from, who you are, your age. Everyone can get involved in dancing.
No one necessarily remembers their best maths lesson that they've had or their best literacy lesson, but I think they'll remember their best mental health dance challenge that they've had.
What did you think of the dance when you first heard of it? I thought it was going to be amazing.
So if you want to get involved in the MHD challenge, as you saw there, all you need to do is visit the website chrissybshow.tv/MHD challenge. You get all the information there and you can contact us. But now it's time to head over to Danielle Shine for a lovely recipe.
Hi everyone, I'm Chef Danielle Shine and I'm here at Grace Belgravia, a private members-only club in the heart of London. Now I'm excited and you should be too, because we are going to be cooking with their head chef today, learning how to make a super healthy dish. Let's get started. Hi, I'm here with Marcin, head chef from Grace Belgravia here in London, and we are so lucky to have you today, Marcin. Thanks for having us.
Hi guys.
We are going to make something amazing from the beautifully delicious and super healthy menu that Marcin has created. What are we making today?
Hi guys, so we're gonna do buckwheat pancakes with grilled banana.
Yes.
And some coconut yogurt.
Cool, all right.
So let's start.
Get started.
Let's start from milk. We're using almond milk, but you guys can use also cashew milk or any nut milk.
So this milk is made with nuts. No dairy, no cows involved, nut milk, and you can make this sort of thing at home as well, can't you?
Yeah, this one is good. We make it here in our kitchen, so.
It's a nice flavour too. Okay, so we've got the almond milk, that goes in first.
Then we're gonna add buckwheat flour.
I kind of feel like pancakes have got a bad reputation, but if you make them like this, they're fine.
Then we're gonna add gluten-free baking powder.
Okay, and that helps the pancakes to
rise.
Fluff up and rise.
And then we're gonna add chia seeds.
This is one of my favourite ingredients in a lot of things. You can do sweet and savoury things with these, can't you? And they're a fantastic source of protein, plant protein.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then the last thing will be vegan protein powder.
Oh, can I smell it?
It's very nice, and we
oh wow, that smells amazing.
Hemp and pea, so it's
Hemp
very
and pea.
very natural. And then we're ready to mix all ingredients together.
Yay, okay.
So the dough is ready.
Okay.
So we're gonna transfer it to piping bag, just to get us easy.
So what, this is a icing piping bag?
Yeah, you can buy in any shop.
That's a hot tip for everyone.
Yeah, so let's transfer.
Okay, do you need me to help?
Could you hold?
I can hold that.
Me.
This really does smell good.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna use coconut oil.
So this is coconut oil.
Yeah, to grease our pan.
What else can we use if we don't have coconut oil?
We can use olive oil or any type of oil.
The good thing about coconut oil is that it's got quite a high smoke point, so it's very, very safe at high temperatures, and it also adds a really nice flavour to the pancakes.
There we go.
And then just pipe it in.
Pipe it in.
Wow, they are just perfect little round shapes. I mean, pancakes are very versatile, aren't they? I mean, I love making savoury pancakes, but these ones are sweet.
Yeah, this is gonna be sweet one. So our pancakes are ready.
Okay.
And in the meantime, we're gonna
them there. Okay.
We're gonna grill some banana.
We're gonna.
So
if you don't have banana, you can grill things like peaches and strawberries and all kinds of things. Maybe even some coconut flesh. Have you ever tried? Oh, so good.
We're gonna sprinkle with cinnamon, which is bring
Oh.
some flavor.
So this is what I love, instead of adding sugar or fake flavorings, we're using natural things. I mean, cinnamon, everyone has cinnamon at home, and it really does taste
and
quite
they will
sweet.
actually caramelize in very, very nice.
Another fantastic tip, cinnamon caramelizes with the banana when it's heated. Wow.
So our pancakes are ready.
Okay, so it's time to plate up. I will grab the plates.
Thank you so much. So let's start with pancakes.
Okay.
We're gonna plate them very nicely. We're gonna top up with coconut yogurt.
Okay, so tell me some things about coconut yogurt.
It's gluten-free and dairy-free.
Tick, tick.
Yeah.
No added sugar.
No, it's very nice, very delicious.
Delicious.
So yeah, let's pop in.
Now the bananas. Wow. Now what have we got here?
Now we're gonna do some blueberries.
And that is such a good idea. You're using like chopsticks.
Chopstick, yeah. It's very trendy at the moment.
This is beautiful, Machin.
Touch of maple syrup on top.
Just every layer that you're putting on, it smells better and better. Yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness, look at that.
And then the dish is ready. Yeah.
That is beautiful. Time to dig in. I am excited. Oh my goodness. Safe to say, hands down, the most delicious pancakes I've ever tasted, and now you and I can make them at home. I'm excited, you should be too. The recipe is now on the Chrissy B website, so go and check it out. See you next time.
Well, we've reached the end of today's program, everyone, but if you have a story that you would like to share, please do get in touch with us on info@chrissybshow.tv. You can also tweet us at Chrissy B Show or leave a message on our Facebook page, The Chrissy B Show. Until next time, bye for now.